Kristen Ashley, co-founder of Bell to Bells and Pro Wrestling Illustrated staff member. Today, I'm really excited to be able to talk to the Toxic Spider, Thekla. Correct? The H is silent?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
From Stardom. This interview will be for our International Women's Day event here during Women's History Month. In case you've been living under a rock, Thekla is one of the newest members of Donna Del Mondo for Stardom, as well as the SWA World Women's Champion. Thekla, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm always good lately. Can't complain.
Right. Not when you're champion. Great. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us. I'm really excited about this chat because you definitely are a woman of the world. You are so multifaceted. You're like a musician and an artist and a wrestler and just overall badass. And I'm really glad that we get a chance to chat about all of it today. So you're from Austria. And
right.
you wrestle so far away from home. So how did you get to wrestle in Japan? How did that come about?
Oh, wow. What a difficult question to answer, really.
Yeah, right.
Man, how did that happen? So I had my debut back at home in Vienna, but I didn't do a lot of matches, actually. I outside of Japan, I maybe had around maximum 20 matches or something.
Sure.
And my fourth match ever was already in Japan. I was in the underground scene here. That was in 2018.
Okay.
So that was my first contact. And then 2019, I did my first Japan tour. That was for 6 weeks. And then I had a couple of matches here. And that's kind of where I thought, okay, this is really good. So this is going to be kind of, I want to go. This tour was so great. I loved it here. I learned so much. And I was like, I need to get back to this as soon as possible,
Did you already know? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, go shoot.
Sorry. Did you already know Japanese when you started wrestling in Japan, or you just learned that so quickly?
So before my first tour, I think I joined the class just so I could get around with sayonara.
Right.
But that's really about it. Like I didn't speak Japanese at all. Like
wow.
I was learning a bit of vocabulary, but that's really it. So after the first tour, though, I was kind of like, I would really like to be able to communicate with these people because they don't really speak English, right? So I was like, I was working hard, but I mostly learned everything here. Yeah.
How many languages do you speak? It's got to be at least 3, right?
5.
5 languages. That's crazy. I barely speak my language, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Japanese is like the most recent. Obviously, I'm not super fluent in Japanese yet. I can get around, and then, German, English, Spanish, because I used to live in Spain.
Oh wow!
And my mom, I'm half Austrian, half Georgian, so my mom's from Georgia, and I speak a little Georgian. But that's awesome. Really worse than my Japanese by this point, actually. So
well, you can't tell. Well, at least I can't tell, right? I mean, you sound great on the mic, so I can't tell. And well, yeah, it's good. That's amazing, though, that you know so many languages. That's awesome.
That's kind of my thing. I'm into that. I went to language schools. It's like, and when you grow up bilingually, more or less, it's just like every other language you add to your spectrum, to your moveset, it's just easier,
True. My fiance, he's from Quebec, so he speaks French and English, and I'm just like in complete awe that anyone can speak both, like more than 2 language or more than 1 language. Well, it's like, okay, they're the real deal.
Yeah, the thing is, like, once you add so many languages, your head is like full of thousands of words. That's what makes you kind of go crazy, It's
I bet
too much information and switching, but it's
right.
It's cool to be able to talk to a lot of different people.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you before you were wrestling, you were in a band. So what's the name of the band?
The name of the band is Row Groupies.
That's amazing. So were you like metal? Like what was the
We were playing very fast-paced hardcore, well, punk
Okay.
rock, weird hard punk. Yeah.
How long did you play in the band?
I think that band. I mean, we're more or less. We never broke up. It's just
Okay.
Corona got in between and me moving, all that
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
Basically, like we're still active, just not playing.
Okay.
But I think we were actively playing for like 5 years, maybe longer.
Oh wow.
5 years. But I was in many bands. That's just the band that I was touring the most with.
Okay. That's amazing. So why did you decide to leave music for wrestling? Like why that jump?
I don't know. It just naturally happened, really. I never left music. Like I'm
Right.
I'm a music person at heart. Really, I'm a musician. So it's a matter of time until I get back to doing that. So.
Right.
But it just happened naturally because I just ended up being here.
Yeah.
Corona, basically. I wasn't supposed to be here for that long. I wasn't supposed to become like a full-time professional wrestler,
Sure.
It just happened. But also I'm still like working on trying to get a band together here in Japan. So
That would be amazing.
I'm really itching to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be amazing. Your gear, like you just showed new gear, and that's pretty metal. Was that sort of inspired by your music life, your new gear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, for sure, absolutely. Like I also played in like an art metal punk band. So this is definitely where, like this is the kind of style I like.
Sure.
So and it just fits me. It's like, I mean, that's just stuff that I would wear in private if it didn't freak people out on the street if I went out like that. But it's like sometimes the white gown that I have,
Yeah.
like yeah. So I have this like idea. I really want to sometimes I see it like in my closet. I'm just like,
Yeah.
hey, you know what? I'm gonna wear this today just outside, just go to Harajuku. I don't give a shit.
That's amazing. Like if I wear like Christmas themed sweaters, like I'll stop wearing like buffalo plaid after a certain time because I feel so that's really brave. That's awesome. And your gear, it's so I'm one of those people who are like in awe of especially female wrestlers, because I find male wrestlers at least don't have as much intricacy in their gear, but the women who like you with all of the straps everywhere, like so strategically placed, like I'm so in awe of women who can like basically work out in that, because you're exercising, you're competing in that. Like, does it ever cross your mind like maybe something's gonna get caught like this? Nobody else cares about this but me, but I'm always like interested in like how women, like I would be constantly panicking in the ring, like something's just gonna tear or catch.
Like there's one is the experience, right? Like after a while, you know that it just doesn't happen that quickly,
Right.
And then there's the other thing that it actually does happen. Like I've definitely had insane malfunctions during matches. Like
oh my God.
I'm not gonna go into detail, but it's the worst thing that could happen already happened to me.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I got away with it. I knew what happened. Nobody else noticed.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
But at this point, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be fine. And so you just have to trust, and cross your fingers.
I notice those things, and I just feel like I have to ask somebody at some point, like, how do they wrestle? Because I am like, I can't even imagine wrestling with my hair down, because I can't even work out with my hair down. Nevertheless, like basically in all this strapped in stuff, it's just crazy, but good for you.
You just get used to it. That's one thing. And the other thing is we also make sure that we design the things in a way that nothing too bad could happen,
Sure.
That everything stays in its place.
Right. Yeah, right. I'm sure there are people who are built for that kind of thing, that like make sure everything's up to code, right? Okay, so let's get down to Donna Del Mondo business, right? So January 3rd, you were revealed as one of the mystery Momo attackers, which I'm telling you, I know it was only for like a few weeks, but that was like killing me every day. There's so many rumors going around. So then you officially joined Donna Del Mondo. So, it means literally woman of the world, right? And you definitely fit the bill. How does it feel to join one of the most dominant groups in Stardom? Like right off the bat.
I mean, it's to be honest, it feels natural to me. I don't want to sound like that, but this is like, I'm just naturally drawn to where I'm supposed to be. I think it's first, I don't know, things just happen, and then I end up. It's more like time passes and things happen, and then I look back and I'm like, oh, wow, okay, well, where am I? This is the best. This is the best unit around.
Yeah.
It's more. I go back and forth between. Okay, of course I am, and wow, holy shit, what's going on?
Right. Yeah, that like overconfidence, but also like this is amazing.
Exactly.
Right.
Like realistically, how do you say, like reflecting on what's going on. It's a mix. You have to do that, It's you have to be a little bit like I'm the greatest around here, and at the same time, like, keep it cool. Like,
right. Yeah. So, you were at Ice Ribbon for quite a while. You were really busy before. So why did you jump to Stardom? Just feel like it was the right move?
Yes, that's just, I mean, this is a very tough question to answer. There was a lot of stuff going on, obviously.
Yeah.
No hard feelings also with Ice Ribbon. I learned my craft with Ice Ribbon. I'm eternally going to be thankful for that.
Right.
But I was just ready to go to a place that is very, very professional, because I am a hard worker. I like to put it all out, and I just wanted to see what it's like, I just wanted to get to the top. And Stardom is the top when it comes to female professional wrestling, and also in Japan, and then of course Donna Del Mondo, my bond with Julia, that's also something wonderful. It's like I was very much looking forward to be reunited with her, in a working environment. So that's there was a lot of things, but I don't know, it just felt like the right time.
Yeah, and that was going to be my next question. You seem very close to Julia. Did you know, like you were pretty close to her prior to coming to Stardom? Did she have a big effect on you coming over?
Yeah, well, we were in Ice Ribbon together. I mean, for a short time during the first tour, but Julia is just, at this point when we first met, we didn't speak Japanese, and she doesn't speak English, so we couldn't really communicate like we can now. But we're the same age. We are, we're into the same kind of like movies, things, and we had the ability to kind of communicate without using the same language. It's just like a mutual understanding, and we're kind of similar in a lot of things. So yeah, we were close before that, and obviously before coming to Stardom, that was like a main motive, to kind of be able to work with her. Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, and Donna Del Mondo has 8 members. So then the first reaction from fans are, well, the group's gonna split, right, at some point. So
I heard that.
Yeah. Do you think that that's gonna happen, or do you think like let's just recruit everybody, like just keep growing?
We're gonna take over the world, baby.
Everybody just join us. Just keep growing ranks. It's fine.
Just come in, like, I tried to lure Mina Shirakawa, and I was like, hey, how about it? You didn't.
Yeah, it works.
She started to cry and told me to leave her alone.
Okay.
Offers here.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, we're doing fine. I mean, people like to talk, obviously. I get it. When we're standing in the ring, 8 of us, there's no space. People are like,
right.
Recruit new people. Where are they gonna stand?
Exactly.
Can't get all of us in the same pictures. Like,
exactly.
We'll manage. Don't worry.
Right, yeah. It'll be fine. We'll be fine. So, you wasted no time becoming a champion, which I feel like with Donna Del Mondo, like titles just get tossed around. Like the group is just so dominant that somebody's got a title. Almost everyone's got a title. So you waste no time, and then you won the vacant SWA championship, which was held by Kyrie. So, it's got this legacy. There's been some really cool women from all around the world that has held this title. How does it feel to hold the title? I mean, do you feel like it's really natural, or?
It's as I said before, it's like a mix. Like winning it felt super natural, and then I had it, and it fits me very well. I think it's like it's also a beautiful belt. You look at it, it's like so nice, old school, and it has like the planet in the middle, and it's like Donna Del Mondo. I've been all over the world. It's like if there's one belt that I should be getting right away, that's the one.
Yes.
So it felt natural, and I was like, I'm not new to being a champion. So, but then I took it home. Not everybody takes their belts home, but I just like to keep them with me.
Reminder.
Kind of a reminder, and also like now I'm the champ. There's a responsibility, and I kind of like to like have it next to me. Like once I win a belt, like sometimes I just just have the belt next to me when I'm sleeping, just kind of listen to it, like what's it whispering,
Right.
and then I woke up the next day and I was thinking about the legacy, and I was like, wow, this is crazy, I'm aligned with all these like amazing female wrestlers, it's pretty overwhelming, and now got all these crazy names, and now it's me,
right.
So it's as I said, it's a big responsibility. It's like thinking like it's gonna be my legacy. That's the sort of stuff. But you can't be too worried. It's just, hey, do your thing.
Right. Just continue being a champ. Is there anybody, you've already defended the title? Is there anyone that you would like to defend the title against? Like if you could, literally anybody, you could choose anyone.
Well, there have been a lot of people suggesting, or asking for something that could look like Thekla versus Starlight Kid. So, and I'm definitely very, very up for that. I would love to get in the ring with her.
She's crazy. She's awesome.
She's very good. She's a fast little kitty. For sure.
Yes.
She gave me a chop the other day that started to like, I don't know, that hurt. Started to bleed the other day. It's like,
oh my god.
So I was like, I'm like, I can't wait to to return the favor. You know what I mean?
She's like, and now that she's turned this little evil, she's got so much attitude too. In the ring, which is always like fun to watch.
And I love to work with people like that. To work with people who are like all out.
Right.
Get emotional or have a character and show that it's like be something specific that I can work with and target.
Right.
So she's somebody that I would love.
I'm here for that match. Yeah, I'm here for that match.
Me too. So, but there's a lot of strong people, of course. Like Sam would also do something. I haven't been in the ring with her yet, so that would be cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It started off well with Kashima, with Saki Kashima, I think, in the beautiful venue in Kyoto. So that was really cool to be moving into that, to retain the title against her.
Yeah.
I have no idea who's gonna step up. I'm also open to work against somebody who doesn't have that experience.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
I can't. I love to defend.
Yeah.
Like if there would be a title match every week, I'd be up for that.
Sweet.
I already said it on Twitter. I'm like, hey people, there's no time,
Right?
Come and get it,
That's great. So what are your thoughts then on Kyrie, right? So, Kyrie's back as this new she's this mystery person, and we all kind of figured Kyrie, but we thought probably not. And then, she's back. So no, Kyrie is certainly a woman of the world too, right? So what are your thoughts on her returning? Are you sort of like avoiding her, or are you like, let's do this?
I'm absolutely let's do this. So obviously Kyrie is a bit there was one thing, of course, because before I became a wrestler, I was already watching her on WWE. You know, before
Right.
all the things that I that happened, I had no idea this was gonna happen. You know, so
Right.
you know, having this flashback of me like sitting on the couch with my friends watching wrestling, watching Kyrie is just like, oh shit!
Yeah.
You know, how did I get here?
Right.
And I believe she's not part of a unit right now. I'm not sure if she's going to be. She seems to be good with Nutsboy, right? So we saw that. So Nutsboy's DDM. So for now, there's nothing, standing in between me and Kyrie being, being in a good relationship. She came up to me, and we met for the first time when she was a Huracan Bowl. And she was super cute. She just, just gave me a hug and it was like, I know you. And I was like, oh, I know you too. and obviously, like everybody knows, I love to work out, right? I go to the gym all the time. And she has a gym, right? So she was like, hey, if you wanna come work out anytime.
That's awesome.
Like, yeah, that would be amazing. So,
sign me up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I would love to work with her. I know, in one way or the other. I'm super excited for it to be there. It's going to be good. And other people are good.
Right. And also the other mystery person, right? So there's just so many mystery people just showing up at Stardom.
I know. But it's good. I mean, we always keep it fresh. That's a good thing, I think Rossi is really good at,
keeping everyone.
You can't keep up with it. So half of the time, if I'm not on Twitter for one day, I have no idea what's going on.
I know, honestly, it's true.
Like, I don't know how fans keep up with it.
I don't. I try, but I don't. So to pivot a little bit, because this is for our International Women's Day events and Women's History Month. Let's talk about some inspiring women. So who were some women in your life growing up that were really inspiring to you and who you are today?
Ooh, women.
Could be wrestling or non-wrestling. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I mean, looking at wrestlers that always inspired me, that was obviously Asuka or Makana. That was, I really liked her style.
Yeah.
Fast and just technical. So that was definitely something. Like, she was one of my favorite wrestlers for sure. She still is when I watch older matches of hers.
Sure.
Other females. It's a bit sad because looking at the music, it's for example the punk rock scene or something like that. There is women have been in the arts and in music. It's have it had so much harder to have a stand, So it's always really hard to come up with somebody who's inspired me like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, there's for example, there's also few female filmmakers that are good.
Right.
I mean, on top of the head, I'm thinking Sofia Coppola, and after that, I don't really have names.
Right.
The music. Music, of course, Joan Jett School,
Yeah.
Patti Smith is badass.
Of course, right?
Some of the names,
Yeah, Chrissy Hine kind of thing. Yeah.
Andy,
Right.
But yeah, it's, I don't know. That's one thing, I was always thinking about that, also I have a lot of feminist friends and especially back in Austria, right? All the artists. But I've always been there for girls and women, trying to make their how to say their ground, in the arts. And it's also me being a musician is extremely male dominated.
Yeah.
And being in a band with another, with my best friend who was also female, we were always confronted with, wow, you're so good for being a female, wow.
So annoying.
all this stuff. There's one thing, before I ever had a band, I had the idea, of making a whole team and 5 girls, And I just talked to a random guy at the club and told him about, yeah, this is a thing I want to do. And he looks at me and, excuse my language, but that's what he said to me. Yeah, he was like, 5 cunts on the stage. Who wants to see that?
Oh,
and I was like,
did you give him a suplex? Like, what did you? I mean, jeez.
That was pre-wrestling.
Oh,
I was like, I just look at my drink. I was like, yeah. I'm like, what? Did you just say to me? So it's like, who wants to see 5 cunts on the stage? I was like, what the fuck,
Wow.
But believe me, after I started doing the band and everything, I've barely ever had anybody say anything to me.
Well, good. Good.
Yeah. So
not these days. Like, it seems like all female bands are pretty. They're not like rare. They're pretty. There's plenty out there. So it just seems weird.
I mean, in the States, I guess, yeah. In Europe, slowly, right?
Right.
We're still in the minority. But to be honest, I don't really care about gender in that way.
Right.
I've got a bunch of male friends, female friends, so gender fluid friends. I don't care at all about that sort of stuff. I'm an arts, music, wrestling person. You know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's great. Yeah. Because honestly, I feel like in my position, I hear a lot more female wrestlers say that than male wrestlers, which is crazy, right? Like that gender, like when I ask about intergender wrestling, for instance, like every single woman who does intergender wrestling is like, I hate that term. I hate it. It should just be wrestling. And I'm like, you're right. Like, you're right.
Right.
Yeah, that's great.
I think in Japan, they don't call it intergender. They call it mixed, which makes a little bit more sense,
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
But I know what you mean. Especially in wrestling where the rules are not set like that. Who are we to give it a term like that?
Right.
But for me, it's like this was never an issue because I came from the underground scene and we were guys and gals in a group, and I had a lot of matches. And they were all cool. They never questioned anything,
Yeah.
They were just as hard hitting as anybody else, and it's cool, So as much as I know that there are people who say stuff like constant stage who wants to see that, I have barely ever had any problems with once.
Well, that's good. So just finally, thank you so much for your time. Is there anything that you in particular want to plug? Any matches coming up, any shows, projects, anything that you want to gear, whatever you want?
Yeah, well, there's going to be 2 crazy shows at the Rio for sure. Tomorrow the cards are going to be revealed. I already know what's going to happen, but
of course.
I'm not gonna tell yet, but I can already say you can be very hyped for that because
Sweet.
There's a lot of crazy shit going to go down soon.
Yes.
And other than that, well, of course, I've still got a lot of projects. I'm not sure how much of the stuff because might be changing my contract for Stardom. So then I'll really just gonna be focusing on wrestling.
Okay.
Arts and designing shirts and stuff, So this is the last month of where I'm gonna be dropping a lot of new stuff.
Okay.
So like last, probably new hoodie and maybe 1 or 2 new shirts. So this is the last month where people can get stuff in my shop.
Okay.
And other than that, I can say that there are a lot of crazy projects.
Awesome.
And just keep your eyes out because this year, maybe especially next year, is going to be really crazy.
I'm excited. Well, thank you so much for your time. I had a wonderful time chatting with you. You are a badass. And I know it's definitely going to be the year of the spider and probably years to come, if we're being honest.
Hell yeah.
Be sure to catch the upcoming Stardom show on March 11th, New Blood 1, and then catch all the past Stardom shows on stardomworld.com. Also, be sure to grab the May 2022 PWI issue. It's an international edition. There's a little bit about Stardom's match for Wrestle Kingdom. That's really cool. You can get that online at PWI-online.com. And there's, like I said, there's even a section about Stardom. I recapped a Stardom show in my column. Go get it. Return to Bell to Bells for all of Women's History Month, all of March, for more on your favorite women in wrestling. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again soon.